Hello, and this is Andrew with Australian Expat Loans, and welcome to this video on how to research the property market for opportunities. I'm going to share with you in this video some really cool websites on where to go to research the property market and how to find out about which areas have got some growth opportunities in the short term and long term, and also how to research different properties you may be interested in to make sure that you're paying a fair price. In particular, I'd like to share with you some websites that will be able to give you some historical data about recent sales in areas, and also obviously some opportunities. So let's get to that. Researching the area. I just want to be able to go through some different websites that I've found very useful. Once we've talked about having that plan, you know where you have an idea where you'd like to buy. Probably really good to just get some hard data on that. So some of the websites that I've found very useful in your research is the homepriceguide.com.au, Residex, and also RP Data. Now, RP Data and Residex can give you some really good reportings about the history of an area, 10, 15 years historical growth data, which will really assist you in knowing that it's a good suburb or area to invest in. Home Price Guide also really good and give you some sales for the past 12 months in a particular suburb, so you know that if you're researching a particular property that you're interested in and it's got an asking price on it, you'll be able to have a look at the report and see what other sort of properties similar to the one you're interested in has sold for, and that'll give you a really good starting point. I'm just going to show you some screenshots in terms of Residex and some of the other ones, just to be able to show you what that looks like and the sort of information that's out there for you in order to do your research. This is a screenshot of a report that you can buy through the website homepriceguide.com.au. So what it gives you is a report on a particular postcode. It will give you the median price of houses and units. Now, median price is not to be confused with an average price. All they do there is they look at all the properties sold in an area and they divide them up between halfway of each. So let's say, for an example, 50 properties have sold in the area, 25 is the middle ground. Obviously that's where they look at what the median price is, so it's not the average. A little bit confusing to some people, but that's a really good mark that you really want to be buying underneath that price, at or below the median price is where you want to be buying at. So as an investor, in this example here where we've got 500,000 for units, you really want to be targeting properties 500 or under to get value. The reports are very detailed. I'm just sort of scrolling through a little bit here in terms of the information that's available. So it gives you the clearance rate, how many obviously sold via auction and how many of a private treaty, and it gives you some photos and some really good information about the sale. So as an example here, it tells you the date of the sale it went through, the price it sold for. So this is unlike a real estate site where you see a purchase price, this is what it's actually sold for. So very different. Great reports to go through. Home Price Guide also have a subscription that you can have for $30 a month over a 3 months period. This is a really great tool because in most cases you'd like to get up-to-date information as you're doing a search for the next few weeks and doing your research. I'm just going to go to one of their demo reports to show you as well what that looks like. So this is one of their professional reports where you pay, as I said, at $30 a month over the next 3 months period. Again, if you're somebody that really wants to be clear and understand what the property market's doing, these reports are really detailed. I'm just going to scroll down here and show you a part that's very good to use. Locate on maps, so it's very interactive. You're able to put in some specific data of what you're looking for, right down to bedrooms, bathrooms, and all those sorts of things, and it'll give you a very detailed report, which is fantastic. Check it out. I highly recommend, whether you go through Residex, RP Data, or Home Price Guide. They're very similar, but it's just a great research tool that puts you on par with real estate agents. So when you start to speak to them and look at a particular property that's on the market, one of the great questions you can ask, who put that price on that property and why, and let them come up with comparable sales, and you will already have the information and be armed and be in a great negotiation situation to be able to get the best price, because you're very clear as to what that property probably is and should be worth. Once you've done your research and you've now quite confidently have found a suburb that you'd like to buy in, and you're either buying a house or an apartment, and you've chosen one of these research places to really know and have a good understanding as to what a property is or should be worth that you're looking at, it's probably a good time to start looking. And in terms of, again, research, realestate.com.au and domain.com.au are probably the biggest player in the Australian market at present, that where you can find and research sort of the property that you're after. I'd really encourage you, being overseas, that because you probably won't get a chance to speak to that many agents, that you start emailing agents with a wish list. And for our clients, for example, you use a certificate of finance approval, which basically states that you're approved for finance. We don't disclose how much, but we do put in there a wish list, and that could be a buyer's range and what type of property they're after, and you would ask them to put you on their database, that if anything comes up, that they would immediately contact you. There's one thing which is called silent listings, and what that means is that there's plenty of sales going on around the country where a person wants to sell their property, and for one reason or another doesn't want to put it on the open market, and that's because it could be going through a divorce or some other reason, so they want to have it quietly and quickly completed. If you can get onto the different agents in an area that you're looking at's database, they'll be able to email you straight away as soon as a property comes up without even being on the market yet, which can put you in a great position. So those sorts of websites that I've just mentioned here are great for research, and also obviously to search for properties as well. Actually, just one more thing. I just want to say that if in your research you're not really sure which suburb you wish to buy in, a good starting point as well is if you go to residex.com.au, they have a top 100 predictions of capital growth, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. Have a look at that as well. That can give you some really good ideas. I'm just going to go through one of their sample reports quickly. Here it is. So this is a Residex predictions report. Of course, it's a sample report, so most of the important information has been blacked out. But again, it just is another good research tool that if you're really not quite sure where to start, this might be a good starting point for you. If it's, again, purely as an investment and you don't really care where you buy in Australia, then you've got some really good information here that I'll just scroll down for a moment as it goes through the top suburbs. Let's see for a moment. Here we go. Sorry. It starts with from 1 and it numbers all the way down to 100, but it gives you their predictions on terms of the capital growth over the next 5 years in that area and the next 8 years, and of course that's been blacked out on top there until you buy the report. But again, a really good report to have as a starting point if you really are unsure where you'd like to buy, and then you can drill a bit further down with subsequent reporting and so forth in terms of where is the best place and the best kind of house or unit to buy. Great little tool. So what's the next step from here? Well, you can pretty much do everything yourself. There is plenty of information on the internet that you can research via Google, take the information or the different websites I've spoken about in this presentation, and you can do all that. Or if you like, you can also engage our service, Australian Expat Loans.com.au, and we can manage the entire purchase project for you. You can always call us or you can contact us online. Also, if you want some more information, we have a free report series. It is about how to get finance quickly and easily. And it also has a second part of the report, which many people have got some great feedback about, and that's on how to structure your finances correctly. There's a lot of information on that, which is very focused on expats, and we show you some really good way of structuring your finance to ensure that you save thousands along the way as well. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or would like to provide some feedback, you can reach me at andrew@australianexpatloans.com.au, or feel free to give me a call. I'd love to chat. All the best. Thank you.